Yeah, it's fine. We don't need your full attention for the podcast. You don't even have my full attention.
Not for the first 2 minutes, you don't.
Hey, I'm doing something here too. I just wasn't telling you guys, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but I feel like yours is like way more productive than what mine is at the moment.
That maybe.
Hi everyone, welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Storky Dev. Today I'm joined by the one thing I forgot to change. That's not Electric, that's Jim. That's not Jim. That's Jay. Damn it.
I see. My replacement has already been chosen. Okay, fine.
And here we are starting late because Dev was like, I'm gonna take my time and do everything right.
I was getting other stuff. We actually have topics, so I have to get things up on the side, you bitch.
Can't even fire me properly. You just have to just go ahead and just paste somebody's name over my box. It's like, hey man, this is how you find out. Cool.
Sorry, you're usually not on the 3 version.
Sorry, boss.
You Lillard him.
Usually you leave early and it's me, Jim, Stevin, or you join late and it's me, Jim, Stevin at the beginning.
For the record, I've been on time for this is my 3rd week in a row. So we're past that pattern. Okay.
Were you on wait, what?
Yes. I was on last week.
Man, my weeks are all melding together at this point. This show is a blur. Everything besides when we did the hardcore game night has blended together at this point.
Yeah, I was on last week. I left early, but I was on time.
So proving the point that the 3-man usually doesn't have you.
Listen, I don't give a shit about the leaving early part. Okay, it's the on time part that I'm trying to fight for. Okay?
That's fair.
I'm on time,
I'm not arguing the on time. I'm saying the 3-man isn't usually you, so I don't usually have to change. I haven't had to change the 3-man
anymore, though.
Usually the 3-man is us.
Definitely
is me, Steven, and Jim.
It's definitely not usually me anymore. It used to be. Remember back before we had Jim, and we were just like.
Remember when we used to take this seriously?
When was that? This show has never been serious. Do you guys? The oldest video oldest video on the channel for the HarHar Podcast one is the blue mask joke. If I remember correctly, episode or that clip is one of the oldest clips from our channel.
So I made the mistake of looking back at some of our old clips or VODs that we put up on YouTube. Yeah, particularly the T-pop ones, especially the ones where I did solo. And you can really tell the ones where I didn't give a damn, which is basically almost all the ones I did solo. But the one in particular, I'm wearing one of my trading hoodies, and for whatever reason, the hood is up, and I have the headphones on. And there's a thumbnail that one of you bastards picked that's just not flattering at all.
I mean, who does thumbnails?
I don't do the thumbnails, so that can't possibly be me.
I walked through.
I'm not looking. Oh shit! I'm really not looking forward to this thumbnail.
I don't even know why I was browsing through it either, and I saw that, and I'm just like, what?
Oh, dude, going through some of those thumbnails, Steven is not gracious to us sometimes. He's a fucking ass.
Because obviously it was, it was me during that show, but I'm just like, why me? Why past me? Why?
Well, see, the other thing, and the other thing is like, honestly, Steven picks the point that is going to be the most engaging, apparently. But sometimes, man, I'm just like, I see the thumbnail, I'm like, oh well, all right, guess that's how I look.
Sometimes I'll pick a moment when it's our highest peaking and we're laughing and we're like, ah! Sometimes I'll take a moment when we're at our lowest and we're just like,
there's one of me that you did that I do find funny, and whichever show it is, I think it's one of the HarHar podcasts, but I am just fed up with somebody's shit. I don't know who it is, don't know who it was, but I was just, nope, not having this anymore.
Done with you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty great.
I still think one of my favorite thumbnails, the one that I never used, but I messed with you and Soy with it, was I made one that was you guys stuffing your face in the middle of the show.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
That one was funny.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
That was great.
Yeah, I had a good time with that one. But then I didn't use it because I knew Soy wouldn't like it. Like there's a couple of times where I'd make something.
Here's the thing: I would have liked it at first, but the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, this is funny. Like, this is funny. You know, like, let's be real. Like, of the things that we tried to build our shows around, being taken overly serious was never one of them. And that's just, you know, you just kind of got to accept that.
Wait, we were supposed to be serious at one point?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No, that's the thing. And my point is like, there's no point in pretending we ever tried to take what we did overly serious. Like,
yeah, we're here to have fun. That's about it.
We put forth some effort behind the scenes and such, but ultimately it's like, you know, the day we start sounding overly professional is the day I'm not having fun anymore.
Aw.
That's fair.
I mean, real talk. Like, you know, I think it really, honestly, the more professional ones that we did between T-pop and Critically Casual, like in terms of like professionalism, like which one sounded the most professional? Honestly, I think it was T-pop, and it was by accident.
Oh, T-pop was definitely more professional than me and Stephen talking about movies.
And it's not even the fact that... Yeah, that's the thing. And it wasn't even the fact that you guys were doing anything less good on your show, or that I was doing anything more good on mine. It was just, I used so many stats and dates and articles and sources. That's like, you can't not, because, you know, all the shit somebody else already found, I'm just representing it. And you can't just be like, yeah, I totally found this. Like, no, bro. All two viewers it had on average, one of them was bound to report me if I never sourced.
That's kind of the one problem I've seen with a lot of news shows in general, is they're either like really streamlined if they're done live, or they're hyper edited to be short and sweet and to the point. So you can add those stats and statistics, but not be sitting there for like 45 minutes being like, so on this date at this time, this was announced.
It wasn't... I never went so... Basically, a lot of the articles that I reference, and even still today will reference when I do stuff, or when I start doing some more of that stuff on YouTube, is I paraphrase the article itself, but like I always give credit to whomever wrote it. Like both the author and the actual organization, if I remember to. Most of the time I would usually just get the organization in there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just because there's one of the things I was just fucking terrified for, because it's, you know, video game news is one of these things where I kind of feel, and I think a lot of people like feel the same way, that everybody wants to know about, and I think everybody should know about and be excited for. But, you know, give credit to whom you're getting your template from.
Oh yeah,
basically.
Whenever I was on there, I said I heard it from Inside Gaming. Is usually how I said it.
Yeah, stuff like that. And you know, this other stuff, dude. Like, talk about like sourcing and stuff real quick. There's a topic that was kind of going on last week. We didn't get much to talk about it because we had more important shit to talk about.
Oh yeah, that was
the DCMA.
Okay.
Yeah, the DCMA stuff going on right now, man.
Yeah, no, that's
like.
I mean, it's always been there, but it's been getting
the vibe. Yeah, the vibe that I'm catching, it's just, or the vibe that everybody's feeling. It's like this thing's going high to low, and it's like, and it will get low eventually to where like all the people that think they can just stream whatever music that they want will, you know, they're about to be proven way wrong.
Yeah, I think it was Universal and I think Warner Music was the ones who hit the like multiple channels. Like it affected a lot of people. Like Haley Baby had to delete everything. Like everyone's going through and scrubbing right now.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I mean they've got to. The thing is, she got hit for one from like 6 years ago.
Dude, and that to me, like that's the real bullshit. Like, don't give a warning if it's in old clips. You know, like don't be an asshole.
Right?
Because I mean,
we must be asshole.
Well, it's like, I mean, it's just like they just feel that it's money lost, and and unfortunately, in a sense, they're correct based on the media that everybody presents. You know, because I mean, this is a show that theoretically you have the potential to make money yourself on, and thus credit where credit's due. Going back to the articles and shit again.
Yeah.
But dude, there's no reason to go back 6 years and just be like, oh, especially when some of these people, like, it's their fucking livelihood, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah, and the thing with Twitch doesn't get rid of those strikes. Like, YouTube eventually gets rid of your copyright strikes, your DMC strikes.
Yeah, no, Twitch
doesn't.
Dude, and that's the thing. That's, that circles wider to another topic of Twitch being the only game, like the big game, as far as streaming goes.
Yeah, I mean, like, the only ones that, like, the only real competitors, YouTube.
Keep not caring about your content creators to that degree, and you're not big dog anymore. Like, I mean, that's a question of when, not if.
The thing with the DMCA stuff is, like, if they do, like, they do have to do something legally because of it. Because music labels are fucking, like, shitty about that stuff. Like, the fact that, like, someone who owns that music couldn't even stream their own music, theoretically, without the label's permission.
It's not, because it's not, and that's just the thing that's the most bullshit about it is, I don't know, what I'd like to see is just mostly just Twitch claims that they're trying to be transparent about shit, and they're just not. Like, they try, but it's just
Twitch
dude, we're still, and I don't know if you're on the side of streamer Twitter that I'm on, but the body art thing is still being brought up into hot debate.
Oh yes, body art brought up every single day.
It gets brought up a lot, man. Like
there's a streamer that is currently banned. Like, account apparently is like total like nothing. Because according to this person, again, I don't look into it because this is, number one, I'm not on that side of Twitch, so I don't much care. Kudos to you to create content the way you see fit. That's great. I'm not on that side, so I haven't looked much into it. But essentially, they're just like, oh, there's this clause that they put in, and blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, I actually don't understand, like, how if you're, because I would feel, again, I haven't read the guidelines, but I feel that they're pretty, like, there's a certain things you don't do in that line that,
because from my understanding,
seems like it would be black and white.
Like, because from my understanding, they said, like, body art was okay as long as it wasn't, like, one, like, you weren't showing everything, like,
yeah,
hey,
see,
like,
but then
pasties and stuff like that, stuff to cover.
But then there's that question, right, of, like, let's talk about the pasties just for a hot second. Is how big do they need to be?
There was a body painter I used to watch for a while where she literally had a video that she had pinned to her channel where she's like, I'm not nude. I have made this plaster bra that I am wearing, and it, like, covers every part of her chest the entire time. And she still gets strikes and occasionally bans, like, every other month.
Dude, and that's the thing. It's like,
it does. There's no streamlined guideline, and I mean, part of that is because they know that if they do that, certain people are going to cheat it. It's the YouTube excuse. But the problem with that is, like, then we just don't know what the fuck the rules are.
Nobody knows what the rules are, and their report process is still so damn automated that no real human being is taking anything into any consideration until probably well after the point that this person's account is still banned and they're not able to make money off their stuff. So it's like I don't get it, man.
Nah, I don't think we're supposed to at this point.
Because I mean, it's really, honestly, but it's, if I'm the head business people of Twitch, like, from my mindset, the way that they handle things, looking from the outside in, it's almost like they don't want that content in their stuff, like, at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so, on the one hand, I'm thinking, well, the 2020 argument that I call it, 2019 is usually when I started hearing a lot of this stuff, but 2020 now, as you got to keep an open mind and all this other stuff. And so they're trying to create this illusion that yes, open-minded, creation space, blah blah blah. But then on the other hand, it's like, no, we really don't want it here, and you're basically doing everything but outright telling people that you don't want it here.
Well, the other thing too is like they've opened up Twitch to be for art as well. So like if we're just staying in this art bubble, and that is art in a lot of ways, and pretty much every way you can say it.
The thing is, like the people who do body paintings, I feel like I've come off a little crass. Like a lot of them are straight up like nothing less than artists in their purest form.
I can't. I see like
dimensions, shape, like all this stuff that they use the contours of the body, and I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me?
Mind-boggling sometimes. I'm like,
because
holy shit.
Because even to some of the ones that get maybe almost borderline too revealing, and you just say that just for honesty's sake. You don't say that because you're looking at it, because if you're going there for the art, you're not looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly say that because like I've seen some of these people and I'm just like, holy crap, are you kidding me? Like
also it's like if you're doing art and you couldn't on Twitch, you couldn't like paint a human body, I guess, in a painting. Like let's say you were like recreating classic art. You couldn't create a lot of classic art because of it.
Nah, not full anatomical. Nope,
no,
you could not.
You could not. But that's art, like.
No.
And a lot of it's historical art.
Well, and and this is an old, tired argument. I mean, super old and super tired. But it also, a lot of the reports of stuff like that would be deemed inappropriate, right? Parents catch, parents that don't like fully understand it, and it's like, dude, like parent your kid, like
mm-hmm.
don't blame the website for essentially exhibiting their free right to have the content there. Your kid needs to be told, hey, don't go here.
Yeah, no, that's part of it, 100%.
God forbid anybody in this country anymore takes responsibility for their own fucking actions, which covers a multitude of sins these days,
right? I mean, like, not to get political, but it seems to be a theme that we do. Did you guys see the paper to write off on for someone's gathering?
Mm-mm.
The potential leader of the free world, for his next rally, has sent out like letters signing off that if you contract COVID,
it's not his fault.
It's not his fault. They aren't legally liable for it.
Yeah.
So this asshole bothered to essentially make a waiver. Is this what I'm? And then wow.
If you go to my rally and you get sick, it's your fault. He's also making.
If I'm being completely, I don't get political either, but this is also a part where I got to go back to having at least a little more faith in humanity, and I'm not calling this guy the potential leader anymore. Like, he's done.
Oh no, without a doubt he's not, but he's just the title of the president was that, I guess, before him. Yeah, I don't know what it is now.
Leader of the free world.
I don't know what it is now. And even then it was a bit of a sham, but like,
dude, here's the thing. Like, you look back on the presidents of our lifetime, and it's almost all of them, at least from the ones I've observed, like 50-50. Like, here's the good, here's the bad. And honestly, you just kind of come to expect that because of human beings, and no one's ever gonna no one person is going to ever be able to please everybody. And there are things that are genuine mistakes that each of them did, and then there are things that each of them did that, by opinion, were mistakes because people didn't like it one or the other. And now we have this one. And started off all charismatic. Economy was doing all right, but he now has proven that dude's a businessman. Sure, that don't make him a good leader.
No, I said that from the get-go. Like, and two, he's not even a good businessman. How many bankruptcies has he filed? How many failed, stupid fucking Trump embroidered things have there been? From vodka to steaks to a university that is being sued to hell. Like, man, a lot of things. It's just, makes you wonder if people did the research at all. What are you? Did you sit up taller for a reason?
Who, me?
I'm done focusing on my computer. There we go.
Oh, I was about to say I'm not sitting at all.
So. I was talking to him because he like sat up like super high suddenly, and his shirt's got like a little see-through through it for
my bad.
The green and yellow. I thought he was just literally sitting up to be like, I am a see-through vortex.
Yeah, no, sorry.
No.
I was done focusing, so I sat up straight and be like, oh, my back.
Well, unfortunately, where he got his initial strength, that essentially that momentum carried him to the White House, was that honestly, it was just people were so fed up with the double talk that to have somebody come in and just be blunt, even if it's borderline stupid, was to a lot of people a real refreshing change of pace. And now here we are almost towards the end of that, and we're like, wow, okay.
Stop
maybe
talking.
the other yeah, just stop, please.
Stop tweeting, please.
Stop. Oh my god, man.
God.
I loved it. I seen an article that was essentially like my account got banned after, or I think one of you brought it up, like this account got banned after tweeting word for word what Trump tweeted.
It took like 3 days and it was gone.
Yeah. And it's the same exact tweet, and like his original tweet was still there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is it is in a gray, like him tweeting is in a gray area, in the sense of like getting rid of it does like take a source of information about him away. So that when they started doing the hide, but like, hey, there is a tweet here, you just have to reveal it to read it. I think that works perfectly because it does, it flags the tweet for being, wrong.
Yep.
And we know he tweeted it.
Yep. Fun. Oh, I just thought of something that's kind of funny that relates to the hide function of Twitter, but I'm not 100% sure it's appropriate to bring it up at the moment.
Oh, is it other stuff that's hidden on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From people that we may or may not know.
Porn?
Yeah, more or less.
People some of us still associate with or no longer associate with?
No longer.
Okay. No, I love that. That narrows it down to like one person.
2 people.
Yeah, about to say I don't know who the other person is.
Yeah, I don't know who this other person is for us.
You and me know the one.
No, we know the one.
You and me for sure know the one.
No, Dev has 2 people he is always looking at porn from all the time.
Oh, so this is a different context. See, I'm actually talking about the one that he like avoids.
Ah, no, I'm talking about the person.
I'm not talking about the sources that he actively seeks out.
That's I haven't. There's other account for that. I don't do that on the main.
Yeah, that's Dorky D Jerk.
No, it's Jerky Dev.
Not Dorky Dev. Jerky Dev. I get it.
See, the best part about my name is you change the first word right here to just about anything, and it works. Like
Spunky Dev, Salty Dev.
I can just change anything that has a Y at the end, and it works. It works for yours too, Jay. Diver J. Like if you did other things that ended with the Driver J. Fire J.
It works for my name too, kinda. If it ends with an
Ers, because it's plural.
That's true.
So truckers.
Yes.
These 5 truckers.
5 duckers.
It don't work as well for yours.
No, it doesn't, because the problem is you gotta add the 5 and flip it.
Which makes it fun.
That pissed me off.
Like, it makes it. It's like a little mental exercise.
Oh, dude, it pissed me off playing Scriblio with him because I saw his name. I'm like, what the fuck's your name on Scriblio? What the fuck is this? And I finally thought about it. I'm like, wait, this is Stevin. This is something backwards. It's just backwards. I'm like,
it was literally
son of a bitch.
It worked because backward, the very beginning is draw. So I was like, hey, this works perfectly. Draw cab is what it was, or something like.
Draw cab. Yeah. No, because I just typed it out. That's the whole reason I even know.
The fuck is draw
I just typed it out.
Why is your name Draw Cap? And then I looked at him like, oh, you son of a bitch!
It was great. I love those moments. It's just just gotta wait for it to roll over, and eventually someone will see it.
It's like, and of course, the longer it has time to fester in one's mind, the greater the moment.
Especially when it's me, because I get that initial just like eat bomb that comes out.
I don't know what it is, but I find humor in the weirdest things. Like, I was telling my stepmother about this. Sometimes I'll find humor in things that are inherently humorless. Just like, there's supposed to be at one point, say in a romance novel, where it's getting really deep and sincere and considerate, and he says something, and then they just stare at each other in silence. Usually I laugh at that moment because the silence is awkward, and I'm like, silence as they're staring at cameras. That's funny. And it's not, but...
What's also really interesting about that is that is 99% of the time not how that goes down. If there's silence, you're not just looking at each other.
Oh, no. You guys, I will say, at least from my relationship experience, which we all know, fantastic record. 100% of the time.
Yes, every time it has worked out.
Anyways, silence is honestly one of two things, usually. It's either silence bliss, because you guys are just in the same room, but, it's just a blissful moment of silence, or you did something, and there's silence.
Third option.
What's the third option that you have?
You're asleep.
Well, that doesn't count.
Sure it does.
That's a different kind of silence entirely.
If it's silence that you enjoy, then sleep does qualify, because Tiffany lives for the days I don't snore. So
that's completely different.
That's marriage life, okay? We're not that old yet.
We're not you yet. Come on, we got another 5 years.
Fuck you. You whippersnappers.
You damn whippersnappers. And your TikToks.
See, and I can't even make this joke either, because it's I ain't know about y'all's bedtime yet, but it's you guys are 3 hours behind me, so I can't even do that. That joke is forever deprived to me until you guys finally just admit it, that my side of the country is awesomer and you just come here.
See, yeah, right, dude. I'm not leaving Washington. Unless there's the tank brigade finally shows up. That's been threatened on my state multiple times already, which is great.
Yes. I'm trying to look up political maps now real fast. To see who's who and who's doing what and where I'd want to live. The answer is nowhere. I'm not moving anywhere to the central U.S.
Tomorrow? Oh yeah, tomorrow's the thing. The day Jay may die.
Maybe. Who knows?
Here's the thing: if I end up dying, there will be someone who's not happy that will come and hunt all your asses down. So
without a doubt.
Deb will, because she won't have a co-host for the show anymore.
Yeah.
Until he finds one who will remember the show.
Jesse's talking shit. Jesse's talking shit.
Don't worry, I'll help Star hunt them down.
Exactly, dude. You remember that.
They
all die. Yeah. She says, "Yeah," without hesitation, bro.
Oh no, I'll help her out on that one because I need
nothing behind those eyes when she said it either.
We need our gaming in chief, I guess.
Gaming in chief.
Yeah, you're the our games expert.
For the record, we never workshop that, and we're gonna need to.
Shut up. We'll get there eventually.
Every time we come up with a different title for ours, so don't worry about it. I think the last time we...
Yeah, what's actually kind of sad is that I watched Soy type it in chat, and I'm like, that don't look horrible, but I also really didn't want to admit it.
I did my spin on editor-in-chief for Stevin. Because he's editor-in-chief in my Discord, so...
Isn't that like a real title somewhere? Editor-in-chief?
Yeah, that's usually like the head of a newspaper company or something.
Yeah. The head editor for the newspaper who pretty much authorizes all the articles and stuff like that.
Yep.
Or hires all the editors and runs all the editors editing and authorizing all the stuff for the newspaper.
But doesn't actually edit?
Probably not. He probably used to. Don't drop a hint here. Don't reveal it. No hints.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
We're not going to be at fault for you spoiling it.
I shrunk chat. Let me know if he does. If he does it. I'm not looking.
For those who don't know, so we have the charity. Jay is cute. Okay, that's a good hint. The thing that we're kind of talking about right now is tomorrow is the charity podcast, and Jay was going to be a part of it, but he is going to be incapacitated. More than likely by the end of the day, before he even gets a chance to join us, because unbeknownst to us, and it's public knowledge to him, it was supposed to be a surprise, he is going on his bachelor party, because he is getting married, so he's
has to happen.
It's gonna happen eventually. It just so happened to be the same day as the charity stream. Don't worry, we have another charity stream that we'll probably do later in the year. Because I want to do 2 this year because we missed last year, so we need to do 2 this year regardless. And I would like to start doing 2 a year.
If I miss 3 in a row, I'm gonna get really pissed off.
We're gonna plan it without your consent, like always.
I will actually be pissed off. I was wholly involved with the planning of this one, the date, everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, the problem with that is no one told me.
Well, no, and the problem with that was COVID. I was told things were changing.
I was never told that too. From what I was told, I got told afterwards that
people were like, "Yeah, not a whole lot's going to seem to be happening," and then stuff kind of got loosened up all at once. And
yeah, from what I was told from
back on.
From what Chris had told me, the whole thing was that they didn't know if it was going to happen.
Yep.
So they just said, well, I don't know if it's gonna happen, so it's not a thing. And then it suddenly was oh, we can still do it.
So I'll be honest. I have one idea. I'm not giving voice to it. I'm not gonna DM you about my thought of what some of it could be. And I'll throw out a disclaimer that I will actually be very impressed if this is what this is.
We'll find out next week on the podcast.
Yeah, I will tell everybody all about it.
It's gonna be a good story. That's gonna be the bachelor party episode.
You can remember of it, yeah.
What I can remember, because the last bachelor party I'd attended wasn't even mine. It was my brother-in-law's, and I blacked out
from all the concussive brain damage, right?
Right. No, bourbon, lots of it.
On that note, though, tomorrow is the day that we are doing our HarHar charity stream with. We're raising money for the CDC Foundation. All of us combat the coronavirus that they're doing. These graphics are pretty damn cool, by the way.
They're okay.
Credit to our graphic designer, Mr. Stevin, because he kills it every time he does something like this. I will only show a couple of the things. I'm not going to show the crazier tiers right away.
Yeah, just keep it to the simple stuff right now.
I'm doing the basic stuff. So, first off, we've got the wheel, which that's going to be so fun. Every $5 donation
You
We
used the
spin
one
for
where I spelled something wrong.
Did I?
Oh.
My bad. I just grabbed one real quick for today. I'll grab the other. My bad.
Okay.
I'll fix it for the actual stream. I'll fix it. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. It's the layer thing. I got it. So, for every $5 donation, we spin a wheel. Either one of these things happens. I take a sour shot, which is sour mix straight on its own, which sucks.
Why not? Dude, why not just add just a hint, something?
Because
maybe later in the night.
We'll see how it goes.
I
Blue's
probably...
gonna add an extra layer of clothing. He hasn't volunteered for it, but I volunteered him for it, so he has something on the wheel.
So you should know something. I misread that when I first saw it.
What?
The blue adds a layer of clothing.
Yes.
What did you think it said?
The opposite.
How?
Remove.
You dyslexic? That's not even
Because
dyslexic.
all I see, I know, all I see says the typo that I'm looking at, by the way.
Clear.
Listen, my bad. I grabbed the wrong one. Steven did actually fix it. There's a fixed version of this.
I just kind of was reading over it, and it wasn't zoomed in the Discord, and so all I saw was blue layer clothes. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And I zoomed the picture in. I was like, oh, okay, this makes way more sense. This is more okay.
So he'll throw on like some shirts.
Yeah,
slowly
something.
over time. He'll hate it. He'll be like 20 layers deep, can't even move his arm, having to hold a console, a controller, and be like,
The next one, Bean Boozle is on there. We'll actually finally get the chance to do it.
Jim is getting a hot shot. I would just like to point that out that's a bachelor party present that he's giving me, is that he's doing hot shots.
Yeah, he's doing it for, like, that was originally going to be Jay's, but Jim was like, I'll take it.
He's doing it because I asked him to do it, and I played that card.
We also have Stephen will stand up for 5 minutes. And we also have exercises, which will be, I think it was 10 each.
yeah, it said 10 in the thing, but
when we get there, I'll explain it.
Yeah.
Which will be jumping jacks, push-ups, and crunches, because they're easiest. And not everyone has everything else that you could do with workout equipment.
Yeah. Can you tell just by looking at how everything is put on here, other than the fact that I misspelled layer? Oh, no, you fixed it. Okay. Can you tell which one I'm least excited about?
Wait.
Exercises?
Wait.
Because it's lowercase?
Yeah, and it's all the way at the bottom.
Dude, I honestly, it's like Bean Boozle.
Having done Bean Boozle, that is one of the ones I'm debating which one I'm gonna hate more, my sour shots or Bean Boozle. I'm getting the short end of the stick out of everyone here. I don't want to hear no one complain.
I think
So here's the thing that I was
You get lucky with that stupid fucking game.
Bean Boozle is one that everyone's doing.
Yes.
Exercise is one that everyone's doing.
Yes.
And then the rest of the stuff is
individual.
Per the name. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last thing. Oh, pull up the right thing, please. There we go. That we will show is the tier 1 list.
Yeah.
Which pretty simple. At $150, Steven is gonna put. Yeah. Steven's gonna put clothespins in his beard. I'm gonna make a TikTok at $200. Blue's gonna play with a controller on PC as long as we're still playing Overwatch. We'll figure out what to do if we don't hit that goal, depending on what game we're playing. It may be we may flip that to being like playing with mouse and keyboard if we're playing speedrunners. Whatever's gonna be least convenient for him. Steven's gonna do a spicy chubby bunny at 500. Exercise spins go up by 2.5, so they're all gonna be 25 each. At $750. Jim's gonna take the last dab at $900.
As in like the hot ones hot
the
sauce?
hot ones hot sauce. He's gonna have a last dab hot one.
Fuck.
And then Blue at $1,000 is gonna shave his head, and we add 4 hours to the stream at that point.
It's at 1,000 hours. People have earned it.
Yeah.
$1,000. People have earned it.
At the end of tier, we have 3 tiers and stuff like that. Don't worry. We've got it all planned out. There's more after it, but we'll reveal that tomorrow. I feel like this is just the beginning of the thing. I didn't get time to create the redacted version that I wanted to do. That redacted certain things from it. But that is the plan for tomorrow. We will be starting at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. And yeah.
So that was the other thing that I was looking forward to as far as like this thing goes. Because that means I could have slept in.
Oh yeah, you could have. No, you don't get to sleep in no more either.
Now my shenanigans start 8 a.m. my time. I was like,
I actually have to wake up early for this tomorrow. My time.
Oh man.
God.
Yeah, I know. I'm waking up early to do I'm gonna do pre-stream stuff like that. I ordered stuff so I had because my plan was I was gonna put chicken in on the slow cooker, but my order hasn't gone through at work, so I don't know. Oh now it's my order's ready. Oh, damn it!
Is your food ready?
No, it's not food. It's I ordered. Oh, I didn't get my barbecue sauce. It's on the end. I know exactly where in the store this fucking barbecue sauce is. I hate it when people don't. Anyway.
You gotta punish your employees.
I have to go. I was gonna walk in there anyways because I forgot to put the one of the things I need for later tier list stuff on there. What up, Frankie? But whatever.
Fluffy.
Wow.
Hey, he's got a name that you can change the first part. So
yeah, he does. He does.
Oh.
But I do like Fleeky.
Fleeky's good. That's unique as hell.
It's on fleek.
I hate you. God damn it. Anyways, so yeah, the charity stream will start at 8 a.m. tomorrow. We're gonna start off with some.
I actually never knew what that meant until now.
We will be starting off with some Overwatch. We've got a list. We've got a schedule that we'll have, which I can actually set up through the Tiltify site. We will be using that for it. I'll set up our donation and stuff like that down below and everything as well for tomorrow. And it's gonna be pretty cool. Yeah, we're doing Overwatch. Shut up.
I should start downloading that.
Yeah, I'm now downloading it afterwards. This is the first time I'm gonna touch Overwatch This is the first time I'm touching Overwatch since the Hearthstone stuff.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: you don't have to play. You don't have to play comp, though. If you wanted to, you could put a game-specific goal to where people would make you play comp. Because I just about guarantee people would pay to see that kind of rage. Just a thought.
No. I mean, we're only playing it for 3 hours, right? Yeah, it's only 3 hours. We're not. A lot
of misery can be condensed into 3 hours. You talking to somebody who streams 3 hours on the average with channel pointer where it doesn't cost actual money.
No.
I don't want angry dev for another 8 hours after that. So,
dude, I'm gonna need a cooldown after that.
Whole reason I'm even encouraging that is because I don't have to deal with it.
So, with that being said, by the way, the stream is going to be a 12-hour stream, by the way. I forgot to say that. It's going to be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Games we have planned for that time, we do have Overwatch, Deceit, Uno, Speedrunners, and Scriblio, all on the list there. Frankie's going to be showing up, helping out with it, too, because we decided to do Deceit, and we need the most deceitful motherfucker around.
I still don't know how to play Deceit.
There's...
I have yet to even boot it since I downloaded it.
There's 2 evil
vampire things,
and they lie.
And they try it, and the whole time they have to.
They lie. Do they cheat and steal too?
But
I mean, yeah, they steal blood bags and stuff like that.
Blood?
Someone can.
No, they don't have to. They don't have to solve the puzzles. They don't have to solve the puzzles.
Someone can name that WWE reference, please. Somebody.
Sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
I lie. I cheat. I steal. Come on. Don't you dare Google it. Come on.
Nope, I don't got it.
I lie.
It's Eddie Guerrero, man. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, WWE. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Man,
And then
I am not a wrestling fan.
Was he the one? I can't. He rode in the vehicle. What vehicle did he ride in with?
It was a lowrider.
Lowrider. Okay.
Yeah.
For
With,
some
hydraulic
reason,
suspensions and stuff.
yeah, my like redneck was kicking in, and I was like, did he ride in on a lawnmower? Like I can't remember.
No, that's
somebody did that. No, somebody did that once. Yeah.
That's what's his name?
Who did it?
Didn't Stone Cold do that once?
No, he rode in on 4-wheelers all the time.
And Undertaker did motorcycles for a little while.
Undertaker did motorcycles when he was the
but
American Badass. Yeah.
I swore he Stone Cold drove in on
A lawnmower?
once, at least once.
I don't know. Who drove in on a lawnmower, Soy? At some point, just at any point in the history, like who did it? Like if anybody in this chat is gonna know, there we go. Yes. Yes.
Oh, the early 2000s and the 90s.
It 100% was, but like both what Stevin said and that. Yeah, no, it 100%. Yeah.
The members: Super Crazy,
Yep.
Psychosis, and Juventud.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this was towards the last remnants of WWE just not giving a fuck.
What was that? That was the what era was that?
It was after the Attitude Era, but that's the era that you're thinking of, is when just shit just like went crazy.
I'm not following anything. Is this what happens when I'm on a ramble?
It. I love that.
Like,
it took this long, but we finally have a random wrestling conversation that has happened on this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know much about wrestling, honestly. Like, I remember when I was younger, there was a match between Kane and Undertaker that made me cry because Kane lost. I don't know why, but just WWE stuff.
Oh wow, it was bad.
There was a lot of dumb stuff in WWE.
Yeah, dude, I mean the entire basis of it in itself is dumb, but it is also entertaining at points. So it's like,
do you remember the pillow fight matches?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Good times. How you feeling, Dev?
I just don't know what's going on. I'm kind of with Frankie right now. I can't add to this conversation. So,
Hardy Boys.
Dude, I can't ever keep track of them. If they're gone and they're here, and then they're gone and they're here. Matt had this freaking like blonde streak going down the front of his head. It's like, what the fuck, man?
I mean, I recognize the Hardy Boys.
All right, well, hey, yeah, there you go. So you're not completely lost then.
Do you know their names?
No.
Matt and Jeff.
Okay.
However, if you look up the Hardy Boys on Google, all you're gonna get is a series of novels.
That don't surprise me.
So,
all right, come on, we got PS5, Dev. Talk about that.
Yes, that's what I was gonna get us onto next. The PS5 has officially been revealed, and man, I like how it looks.
WWE on it.
It's looking good, man.
This looks way better than the Xbox.
Good. My favorite meme about it though is someone put Seto Kaiba's head on the top of it.
Oh yes.
And it's a little white collar when he's up the shirt.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It blends perfectly.
I don't know which one I like more, that one or the
That's
Mordor.
Gonna make me buy the console like more. Like, I don't know if someone was intending just to make fun of it, like debate, but I'm just like sold right there. I don't even care anymore.
I do say I like that there is a digital version that does take out the disc drive and everything, and it looks sleek as hell. Like, it looks good. Like, the new controller looks good.
Doesn't look like a huge fucking brick.
No.
Basically.
I'm just.
Which I mean,
it doesn't look like a 2000s Dell computer.
Dude, coming from someone who actually owned one of them, like that's actually very accurate.
That's how I've seen the Xbox Series X the entire time. Is it's a 2000s
what's funny
Dell.
is that I would look at it and I'd be like, dude, where have I seen this? Like I've seen this somewhere before, and then you say that, and I'm like, oh my god, everything makes sense now. Like everything makes sense.
The 2000s Dell, dude.
Dude, they're bragging, all that bragging that they've been talking to us about the SSD loading times and stuff coming to fruition. Because again, so they claim. I got no real reason to doubt them, but that Ratchet and Clank demo, yes, Soy, a new Ratchet and Clank.
I can't
was
wait.
Loading whole worlds between all those portals that they kept jumping through, and I was just like, bro, if it's actually what that is, like if it's actually what it was, then that's.
Well, yeah,
that's
no,
huge.
and the thing is, it's going to be first-party games that are going to be like that. Like third-party games aren't going to be
so
taking
much.
advantage of that because they've got they got to be able to do it for everything. They're not going to make the game in a specific version that it works on this one, and then the exclusives are going to run it. Which we could talk about those real quick when I scroll down here. Spider-Man Miles Morales, Horizon Forbidden Forest, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Gran Turismo 7 looked so good. I used to play a shit ton of Gran Turismo with my dad. That game looked good.
Not being the biggest fan of Gran Turismo, I will look at it and say that it looked gorgeous.
Oh, it's the best that game has ever looked.
I can appreciate how art looks, and that looked absolutely fantastic.
Returnal, and then Sackboy: A Big Adventure. As soon as he showed his friendly little face, I was like, yes, Sackboy's back. Because I love Little Big Planet and Little Big Planet 2. I didn't get the chance to play 3, but like the amount of time I put into Little Big Planet 1 and 2 was insane.
So not having really played Little Big Planet much at all, what are your thoughts about it essentially going to like this Mario style platformer? Like
third person, it makes sense. They were 2D before. Like they've always been a 2D kind of side scroller game. So going to the 3D makes sense in my opinion, even though it was always 3D, but it was like the third dimension was more just like where you could stand.
Side-paned, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So having, like an opened field set up for it while also having some of that 2D elements to it, it kind of reminds me of Paper Mario in that sense. What the new Paper Mario looks like. Which I'm cool with because that I'm looking so
once we're done with PS5.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about Paper Mario if you'd like after we're done with this. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, please. That'd be great. Thanks.
But I'm looking so forward to this one. This one looks really interesting. Where it's every time you die, the game resets completely.
So it's a Edge of Tomorrow. Is that the game? Is that the movie?
Yes.
They drew reference to.
Yeah, it's like live, die, repeat, but the repeat is different. It's no longer repeat, it's change. Like the world changes to you, learning how to beat it. So it's like you have to learn how to beat the game before it learns how to beat you. Completely.
Yeah.
So
which looks very interesting.
Rift Apart looks cool. There's a female Ratchet.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know if that's like if it really is an alternate universe or is it like his long lost sister? Who knows?
I would feel that this is like almost like an alternate, because if it's a long lost sister, then I would feel that she might know or somewhat recognize the name. So I'm leaning towards alternate dimension.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm leaning toward just for what you were traveling through, like in that trailer. I'm leaning towards alternate dimension.
Gran Turismo 7 again looks fantastic. It looks like they showed a map that like is a classic Gran Turismo map, and I immediately went, "Ooh, I would love to play this again." Actually, that I may buy it. And then Horizon Forbidden Forest. I still haven't played Zero Dawn, so I need to.
I haven't either. Yeah, I need
is
to
it
as well.
Forbidden Forest or Forbidden West? Because I read West there.
Shut up. I went. Don't put Forbidden in something. All right. I'm just gonna think of Zelda. All right. Forbidden Forest. My bad. Forbidden West. It's the est at the end too. All right. My brain just like expanded award.
You're
Anyways,
right now, Jay.
Why does my music keep pausing?
What was that?
So like Dev is wrong,
What?
but he realized it. It's Forbidden West.
Oh yeah. And then the one that I'm probably most looking forward to, which is going to be a standalone, Spider-Man Miles Morales. Man, I can't wait. You know what? The soundtrack I'm going to be blasting the entire time too.
What's up?
The one from the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was trying to figure out what you were singing. That wasn't.
It's the quote from the movie.
No, you're right. You're right. It's Sunflower.
Almost exactly. Okay.
From the movie, yeah.
You were just doing the music to it. You didn't do the. Like he actually says more words correctly than you even attempted.
Yeah, because I don't know the song.
But also, like, I'm gonna have like "What Up, Danger" blasting the entire time I'm playing that fucking game.
Does it bug you at all that they like the developers for this have so far said that they're not really sure this is a standalone game? It's more.
They've said it's a standalone.
Like
on Insomniac's Twitter. Okay, I will pull it up.
They've people have said that that's standalone. People have said that it's a sequel.
I am pulling
IGN,
up
I believe,
their
originally
Twitter right
said
now.
standalone. Then they edited, said it was sequel. I don't know where it is anymore. I'm just glad
This
that
is
it's happening
Insomniac's official Twitter. It says standalone game.
Okay. You sound so angry. You're like, oh my god, I'm offended that you could possibly say this.
Because I went over this before the show.
I'm about to say, it's more of the fact that there's about 20 different people saying about as many different things about it, of whether or not it's standalone or sequel. So
that's just go to the
source. It makes sense with how excited people were when Miles got introduced into the original game, and then he got his powers, and then the DLC he started kind of trying to come more and more into his own. The fact that their next step is to make a game for him, and honestly, really, with that protagonist, the timing couldn't be more perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I can't.
Obviously not what they were planning. You know, to be clear, but
perfect timing.
They were like, I'll tell you what though, one of the things that I 100% think that was like the change of plan is they led with that game. I do not believe they were originally going to lead with Spider-Man in the event.
They probably
and
were
then
lead with Horizon.
Or something, you know, just any other game. It doesn't matter. Any game would have been great for an intro because every game stood on its own very well. So any game being the introduction would have been fabulous. But they led with Spider-Man.
I mean, Spider-Man was arguably okay. Let's like looking at the last gen, this gen's tail end of it. Arguably, what PS4 games stick like that weren't remasters and stuff like that have stuck with you the hardest? For me,
God of War.
I mean, that's the other answer that I hear everyone say. For me, it's Spider-Man, and the other one everyone says is Horizon. Those three are the three that stick with you through this generation.
And I would dare say, and I would dare say, I mean, unless we're just talking like exclusives, which are we?
Yeah, that's more what I'm
referring.
Make
my point. Okay, well then I had a point that's now moot. But
what was it?
Red Dead 2.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like that's on everything. So,
dude, Red Dead 2 like stole so many awards.
That was like I remember us watching that Game Award and being like,
I know.
I want Spider-Man to win.
God of War got Game of the Year. That was all I cared about. Like, it was a hard choice. You gotta understand, man. It was a hard choice for you, but it's like, dude, just God of War. So glad it got it. Sorry, continue.
There's a lot of stuff from the PlayStation, like just PlayStation Originals now for PS4. There's a lot of them I haven't played. But the problem that I ran into, because I didn't really watch the debut, I've just been watching some of the trailers and things that people have released afterwards. And I felt really dumb for about 20 seconds there, because I was sitting here like, wow, these look kind of cool, but I'm not seeing much like graphical improvement. And then I was like, wait, I need to get a 4K TV.
Yeah.
It's like, I only have a regular HD.
I definitely think my TV's like close to kicking the bucket anyway. I definitely think it's probably about time for me to upgrade as well.
Yeah, I might upgrade at some point here too. Like honestly, I think since a lot of those games too, which by the way they also had a trailer for Resident Evil 8 during it too.
See, I might have a controversial opinion here, but I was really unimpressed. Like, I may not have played Resident Evil 3, I'll be honest, but the gameplay that I saw, I was kind of unimpressed with it because I thought Resident Evil 7 was great. I thought Resident Evil 2 Remake was a good follow-up with the engine that they used for Resident Evil 7. But then they used the exact same engine for Resident Evil 3, where they didn't add anything really new or interesting other than they just updated the graphics for the game. And after the third iteration of the game, I kind of don't like the movement and the graphics anymore. Like, even just how the zombies walk around and how they're like the women zombies' hair flutters behind them is something that I find annoying sometimes. I don't know. It could just be me.
Honestly, I'll be real about Resident Evil just in general, like as a series. I've never been tough enough to play it, so I see.
Yeah, I'm the toughest out of all of us.
I'm fascinated with it in terms of just how far they're able to carry it, and so I can appreciate it in that regard. But I kind of like with Stevin. I'm not excited for it really, just in terms of this is not something I'm ever gonna touch.
If I can afford, I would love to play more horror games. Like, I love horror games. They're fun.
No, absolutely.
In fact, I put a goal on my personal channel for once I reach 100 myself. I want to do a stream of Horror Night because I need
100 followers.
Yeah,
where are you at?
67 right now.
Oh shit!
Or 70, one of those two. But
follow this man. I want to see this.
I have to give a reason because I don't I live with family. I can't just stream whenever the hell I want. So normally I'm either streaming with friends or I need to have a reason behind it. So for me to do a horror game alone, I need a goal. Oh, there you go. Get me to 100.
As the I guess horror aficionado for gaming,
of us three,
having beat Outlast, having played and beaten through Layers of Fear, beaten Resident Evil 7, getting through Resident Evil 2 still.
Haven't gone through Alien.
I don't want to bring that one back up.
I want you to play that game only because you have a better sound system, and I want to hear you scream.
Oh my god.
My big problem with that game is where I got stuck.
Well, restart.
No shit, I'd restart so that we can get the YouTube series going for it. I've got to do I Am Scared first because someone bought it for me who may be in this call.
Wonder who that could have been.
I have no idea.
Who's poor? I mean, not poor.
I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, hey, dude, own it. Resident Evil 2, I'm getting through. Resident Evil 3, I will do after that, and then I will play Resident Evil. I may redo Resident Evil 7 before doing 8, to have it definitively done on YouTube as well. Since that was one of the first series I started on my own on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't remember editing 7 for you.
No, I used to edit 7 for myself back in the day, and then I stopped playing 7.
Speaking of which, you need to play RE2 again soon because
yes, you've got one more episode.
Yeah.
I know. And I just need to get all the fixes done. I wasn't gonna worry about it this week. This week I started a new process. So if you guys didn't know, I went to the hospital again this week on Monday or Sunday. I think it was Sunday. Because allergies were just that bad.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor suggested this fun thing known as a nasal rinse.
I actually know what this is.
It's awful.
There are 2 varieties. Do you have the one where you have to tilt and pour?
I don't have
pump?
I have the spray.
You have the spray.
I'd rather do that than sit there with the pot.
Oh yeah, 100%. But unfortunately, you've basically got all this pressure going up one nostril, and the whole idea is it comes right back down the other one.
Oh man, it is the worst sensation. It's like
I have never had the pleasure, and I'm very happy for it.
you count yourself lucky because apparently the reason why my allergies were probably that bad too. I'm like she's like you don't have a sinus infection because you're like right here and here weren't hurting, and that's a good way to tell. But like my eyes were super irritated because everything inside, because your nasal cavity's weird and will affect your eyes. A lot.
It affects like everything.
It does.
It interconnects to like the whole head, and no one can tell me differently with the amount of migraines I've had in my life. So.
Oh yeah. So she's like, and pollen gets stuck up there and doesn't go away, and it just keeps reactivating, and that's the problem. Like, oh well, that's great. So I went and bought the thing, and cleared my nostrils. I've been feeling great since then, but I hate it because it's just sitting there with a bottle up my nose and just draining out the other nostril. I'm like,
yeah.
It is.
I hate nasal spray. I hate regular nasal spray, bro. But like, I have to use it every night, otherwise I will regret it the next day. Like,
I have to use it after night. With it.
I didn't use mine last night, and I like kind of felt it a little bit today. So it's like I need to use mine tonight.
Yeah, no, it is awful. I hate it so much. It is the weirdest sensation. I'm supposed to use the entire bottle. I upped it. You're supposed to use like 2 packets of something that's an S. I can't remember what it's called. It's
Sudafed.
Sudafed, yeah. 2 bottles.
No, it's Sudafed.
Yeah, I upped it to 2 little packages, because that's what you're supposed to do after you do it for a little bit. I couldn't get through the entire bottle this time because it was stronger.
Oh, in a bottle?
Yeah, inside the like you do 2 packets inside the bottle, and then you spray it up your nose.
It's that's not Sudafed.
No, it's. Let me double check it. I can double check what it is.
Let's say, I mean, like Sudafedrin is what the full name is.
I think.
But
let me double check. Hold on, I can grab a packet.
I don't think, like Sudafed, the version that I've got is like you take it when you're real bad, but like you don't take it when you're clear, because it actually recongests you if you're not careful. Yeah, it's like I never knew that. And it was just like, which is convenient for me because I was honestly just never taking medication anyway. And then my mom just like casually brought it up like a couple months ago. Like I'm still actually fairly new to this knowledge. And it's just like, I was like, yeah, just don't make sure you're not taking it every night.
All right. So this is the bottle itself.
That is. Yep,
this goes in here and yeah.
Oh, it's that. Yeah. So what's
it's
the pill?
saline.
Like you said you were
saline packets.
Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't catch the other part. Used in tandem with.
Yeah, you
pump. Okay.
You
I was talking about a pill.
You pour this in here.
Yeah.
Shake it until it disappears, and then go.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. You need, because regular water won't do it. Like you got to have that salt in there, and it just
Oh boy, it is awful.
I don't doubt it at all. Now, I thought you were talking about like a pill. It begins with an S, and I was like, okay, well, if it's allergies and it's anything like mine, it sounds like it. Just you're way worse than me. It was Sudafed.
Oh, it's a powder little saline thing that I pour in there that goes in.
Yeah, no thanks. Absolutely not.
It is.
Absolutely fucking not. Yeah, I bet.
It feels like I'm rinsing my brain.
Yep,
kind of are.
I believe it. Dude, again, like just regular nasal spray, as in and then you're done.
Yeah.
I hate that, and I know it works, and it's great, but I just hate that. So I can't even imagine what that must feel like.
Oh, it is. It's something else, honestly. I will say again, I feel better now that I'm using it. Why does the music keep stopping?
What player are you using?
I'm using Spotify right now.
Make sure, because what happens to me sometimes, make sure that you don't have the volume sliders selected. Is it like paused or is it like
it's
muted?
Pausing?
Oh.
Are you hitting the space bar?
No, because I don't even have it up. I'm going to close it real quick and then...
I don't think it matters if you have it up sometimes, if I'm being real. Like, if you don't have like another program like active, if you're just on your desktop, I think it actually will still pause. Of course, again, you have OBS and all this other shit up, so I don't.
Yeah, I'm clicking on other tabs and it just keeps freezing occasionally.
Who knows?
No, dude, the saline thing, like doing this whole fucking thing has just been the worst thing ever. But it's been helping out, and I hate it. I've also had to start doing eye drops, and I hate eye drops so much.
I would rather do nasal sprays before eye drops, 100%.
Same, but I've got to do them both, or else my eyes will get even worse. Because like they're still a little dry, so
yep.
They're dry, but they're not dry. Because I keep like one of the things that was happening, and if I talk about it, it happens. It's really weird. I have this weird sensation where if I talk about tearing up, my eyes automatically start watering, and feeling like I'm gonna tear up, without anything provoking it, other than me saying the word tearing up. Like right now, this eye right here feels like it's about to water over. It's a really weird thing, which means I could be a good actor because I just have to think about tearing up and I could tear up. I can produce natural tears.
Yes, that's one of the qualities of a great actor.
Yeah. Is it
Sorry,
not?
the only quality of the great
I know,
actor.
right? I'll be in Hollywood in no time. But it's just like at work I was unable to work that day because or keep working that day because occasionally I would just have to stop and wipe my eyes off of like just how teary I was at the time. It was awful. Like I hated him. And then this eye was like so red. My boss went, dude, that doesn't look good. It was so bad when the doc did the little eye test. She went, oh, that's not good. I'm like, oh, thanks, doc. Great.
Dude, okay. So
that's something you never want to hear from a doctor.
No, it's never you want to hear it. Like, especially like, to which I told you guys about this the other day, but it's like, you know, my brother-in-law's dad is a chiropractic adjuster. And so I sat down with him. He just, dude, like this guy shows up to family gatherings and will just like check on you for free. And like he does it to like the whole family and stuff. And so finally I'm just like, you know what, fine, yeah, I'll sit down. And he sit down and he's like, ooh, okay, this dude hadn't even touched me yet. It's just the way I'm sitting. And he looks at me and goes, ooh. And he kind of like works on me like kind of back in my upper back. And I hadn't said a word to him. And he's like, yeah, you know, I think this will help. And plus you need to start taking a vitamin B supplement and it'll help you start sleeping better.
Excuse me?
I kind of like glanced and like my mom, who's been seeing him for the past half year now, my sister was like, we didn't say anything. We didn't say anything. We didn't tell him. We didn't even know you were having trouble sleeping. Are you having trouble sleeping? You okay? And I'm just sitting there like, I guess I'll be fine now. I don't know.
Guess we'll find out.
I'll be honest.
That vitamin, yeah.
And I think, well, it's an all natural supplement too. So you got to take I have to take like 2 every time I eat. And it's like, I mean, dude, the stupid things taste like fish. Like fish and very like gritty. I mean, it's like there's more than just fish oil in these things. I mean, it's like the amount of tablets that you would take per day with some of these natural supplements that he gives you, like if they were any kind of chemical based thing, like they would kill you. They would absolutely rot you out from the inside out. But like these are like 100% all natural stuff. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know if I've been sleeping necessarily better. Like I kind of slept better than I had for a while last night, but all the nights leading up to this, like I stay asleep longer, but all my dreams have just been fucked up.
I mean, dude, I've had some weird dreams.
Not necessarily nightmares, just like super confusing. Just like looking around. I mean, I've had like maybe like one nightmare in the past week, but like the rest have just been like, what the hell's even happening anymore? Like literally in the dream, I remember thinking this is like, this don't make any fucking sense. Like, it's a crappy thing to just wake up from. Then you're just kind of laying there, just like, what?
Dreams are fun.
It's an odd time, man. It's an odd time.
I've stopped giving up on, or like thinking about the dreams that are odd, because most of my dreams are odd, where it's just like, oh, look at me, I'm a cloud floating through a field of banana trees. I don't know. And
dude,
then...
I'll give you.
Go ahead.
So I'll give you a prime example of probably, and this is like one of the oddest ones I think I've ever had. Is like the dream was like me and Tiffany, like it's like I had the sense that it was like after a moving day and we're moving into this new house and it's dark, and so like we go to bed, but we wake up the next day and we can unzip the wall like a camper or like a tent lid.
Mm-hmm.
And through the screen window we see that we're in the middle of this like sports stadium, And it's essentially like, your real estate is this fucking bad that this is the only spot you could get. And it's like, I mean, courtside, like legitimately. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And there's like 5 different sports going on, and I'm like yelling at guys. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, this wasn't here last night. Like, yeah, it was, man. like what?
That's a dream, yeah.
It was so bizarre, dude. It was so bizarre. It's just one of these.
Schrodinger? No, sorry.
Schrodinger's cat?
No, not him.
Oh.
Psychology, cigars and penises.
I'm afraid to say any answers now.
I can't remember his name.
Hannibal Lecter?
Freud.
I was about to say, like,
we need a Freudian analysis here of your dreams.
I was kind of thinking Freud, but like I wasn't sure if that's where you were headed. Like,
yeah, Freud had a theory where sometimes pieces and things are like phallic shaped objects are just that, representing phallics and penises.
huh.
And then at one point
No
he
kidding.
was like quoted on it, and he said, well, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. So it's like, I don't know. Science.
Weird tangent to go off of from that.
Cigars?
Well, phallic stuff, because the thing that we're going to talk about involves a cock, known as a rooster, with teeth. Did you guys hear the news with Rooster Teeth this week?
Joel.
Well, on top of that, Joel is no longer with them. He was let go, the voice of Caboose.
Oh shit.
Mostly probably because, if you follow him on Twitter at all, dude tweets some batshit crazy stuff sometimes. And he also has a tendency to say some things that aren't great. And from what it sounded like, he wasn't great at the workplace. And so they let him go. Other news on top of that is Bernie is leaving.
Ew, is he?
Yeah, Bernie Burns is leaving Rooster Teeth.
Why?
To start his own venture, from what it sounds like. I have his website now, bernie.com, up. I read it yesterday, but he's going to be moving out of country with Ashley and their kids, and going on their own adventure now. So that's why he took himself off the podcast over the last year.
Yeah, I was like, this is why he's been pulling himself away from content. So
yes, so that
he knew he was going to be backing out.
So when it happened, you're like, okay, it makes sense why he was doing this. You give the business excuse when it happens. Like, yeah, I'm taking a more of a backseat role.
I'm going to be a producer of content, not a creator of content.
Yeah. So that I can leave to do my own thing. So, yeah, he's stepping away from Rooster Teeth. Which is crazy to think about, since...
Yeah, I'm kind of conflicted on this. Like, because from my impression, like, sure, it's good on him for deciding he wants to go on and do another thing with his life where he can be creative or whatever the hell he wants to do with his life. But it seemed, because I haven't read it, I don't know what's going on. It just, like, it kind of feels corporate-y. Like, they were bought out by Warner Media, then he takes a back seat, and now, even though that company was his company, he's like, I'm going to go start my own company. Like,
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that a buyout deal happened and then someone who was in the bought out company thought better of it and was like, nope. So, I mean, if what you created becomes not what you created because of somebody else, and you can't do anything to change it, then the next thing is you go and you make what you want to make again.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
on your own.
Like, if you look at Rooster Teeth, they're still doing a lot of, like, in my opinion, Rooster Teeth has changed a lot, but they still have the heart of making content, you know what I mean? Like, if you look at their content, they're still putting in a lot of effort. They're still producing good content, in my opinion. It just, there is a bit of that corporate feel with the fact that like certain shows getting announced, like the fact that Always Open is being shelved, which is the show that Barbara fought for to get on the air.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm behind on the show, but it's a show that I enjoyed, because it was a very open podcast talking about stuff that, you know, not every show talks about.
Nope.
So it was kind of good to get that, in my opinion. But now it's going to be gone.
Very different. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was very different, and it was funny. I mean, it was just among the many other things that the guys did that was very different.
Yeah. So it's definitely like there's a thing of like, I know why a lot of people stopped watching them at one point or another and stuff like that. I still watch a lot of Rooster Teeth stuff here and there, mostly Achievement Hunter side. And even then with Achievement Hunter, like
Achievement Hunter,
there's still certain stuff.
like,
Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, Achievement Hunter just brought back nostalgia. It's like I remember watching hours upon hours of Achievement Hunter content. Like, holy shit.
The thing with Achievement Hunter 2 is like one of the things that's kind of been weird to me is like, yeah, cool, they have some of those like cool brand things they've been working on and stuff like that. Like they had a Batman collection of shirts and stuff like that they did. But like, I don't want to say it feels forced, but it feels forced because it's also Warner. Like,
I mean, and it very well could be, but you know, again, you got to do what the boss says.
Plus, like, my big question thing too is lately on Rooster Teeth, because I've still been watching Rooster Teeth and normal content too. Like, even on just the Rooster Teeth side, there's been more of regular old gameplay. Like in the regular videos, they'll start doing more games, which confuses me because Let's Play is supposed to be like all of Rooster Teeth's gameplay channel. But Let's Play has become Rooster Teeth's like video game gameplay channel, or Achievement Hunter's video game gameplay channel. And then Achievement Hunter does board games and personality-driven games on Achievement Hunter. And you almost never see somebody from Rooster Teeth at Let's Play anymore. On a Let's Play video.
Well, you don't even see Funhouse there that much anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be like they would have a weekly Funhouse video, they'd have a weekly GTA on there, they had people's stuff on there weekly. But like, I don't know, I think that they're just trying to find a new identity at this point. Like what it is. And part of it, the problem is that there is that corporate bureaucracy there, because like, look at the animation stuff, like how much that's changed over the last like couple years. Like they're really only working on notably two main shows. Like Genlock's supposed to have a season 2, but with Gray not there anymore, from what it sounds like, is Genlock going to happen? Because he's the one who pushed for Genlock.
I don't know.
I feel like Genlock was one of the reasons. Like Genlock was one of the shows where Bernie was really excited for it too, because he was like, Genlock is a show that we made because we wanted to. No worries. He's like, we wanted to prove to people that we can make quality TV content. Like, it doesn't have to be just Ruby, which Ruby's a good show for TV content, and it doesn't have to be Red versus Blue, where they just make funny internet jokes. Like, they wanted to prove that they could be an actual animation studio, which that's kind of what it feels like now. Warner Media took over Rooster Teeth, turned them into an animation studio for their, you know, whatever the hell they need to do, like make cartoons, and then just lets them do what they want on the side, make podcasts mainly. But
yeah, they've been a lot more podcast driven lately too.
Like they've introduced. I don't know if this is actually what it is, but there's a podcast called Fuckface.
Yeah, with Patton, Gavin, and Jeff, right?
I think, yeah. But like the way it was marketed originally was, at least the way I saw it, was marketed on one of their podcasts where they do improv comedy, and one of the cast of Fuckface was a character on Good Morning from Hell, that podcast, and they advertised Fuckface by saying, yeah, this character from this show that we were on has his own podcast. So it's like, So they have a spin-off podcast from another podcast, which essentially is what Good Morning from Hell is, because it's a spin-off from On the Spot, which they don't do On the Spot anymore.
Dude, I miss On the Spot.
I do too.
I know they can't really do it right now, but like, I want that to come back when they get back, you know?
Mm-hmm. I even wonder, like, some of these smaller parts of Rooster Teeth, say like Inside Gaming, for instance, they have their own office, they have their own set and stuff, but them being at home right now, their show hasn't faltered at all.
Oh no, their show is still 100% on point.
Yeah, it's like
I actually prefer having like the occasional 4 people version of it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost the exact same as it was before, and it makes me wonder, like, in the future, is Rooster Teeth gonna cut more of the budget, if they have such a budget, for Inside Gaming? Because they were like, oh, you guys don't need our money, you could just do the stuff at home with the stuff you already have. So,
well, the thing is, they were using the Funhouse office for their stuff, because it was the LA Rooster Teeth office that they work at. Which you kind of need that to do the, like, in my opinion, the show, I think, looks better when they're all together. I kind of miss the look.
Better produced.
Yeah. Sure. I do miss that part of it, but they haven't really faltered on being able to be what they are. Shows that definitely like need to be back in studios would be like, I wouldn't mind their podcast being back in person again.
Yeah, I prefer 100% the podcasts in person. Like, don't get me wrong, our podcast that we do right now, where we're talking across the internet, sounds pretty good. But as soon as, like, when I was listening to Rooster Teeth and them doing their podcasts, or not Rooster Teeth, Achievement Hunter, listening to their podcasts through this method, there's too many of them to talk the way that they normally do. So you just hear garbled mess, silence, and it's like, all right, who wants to talk first? And then by the time the first person says their point, they're on another topic already. So it's like, I miss them being able to talk over each other and actually being able to understand what they're saying.
Yeah, because Discord cuts off, like, if multiple people on the receiving end are talking. So, like, if you and Jay are talking at the same time, it'll eventually cut something off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they don't want you talking over each other. Because that's just ear garble at that point. So, like, they need to have a studio again and stuff like that, but like Inside Gaming, like I could see them trying, like Warner Brothers trying to cut their budget for Inside Gaming, which would suck because Inside Gaming is great. Like, if you guys aren't watching Inside Gaming, you should be, because they add a good comedy to gaming news, in my opinion. And they do stuff daily. But like, it's just, I don't know. It definitely does feel like there's some corporate-y stuff with them now, which kind of sucks, because like a lot of shows, like if you look at Achievement Hunter, how many times they try to do something new and it gets cut off early because it's not doing as well as the other stuff, but the other stuff is stuff that's been going on for so long that like
that it almost has no choice but to do well.
Yeah, because like Minecraft, GTA, and now Gmod are the main 3 for them. With Let's Roll,
dude, Minecraft being one of 3 relevant things for anybody anymore, like, really kind of amazes me.
It's because it's because it's Achievement Hunter. Like,
yeah, well, they always have a gimmick or something, so it's funny.
It's not even so much that it's just them either, but like, so Minecraft has done like a lot for itself to like keep itself relevant in terms of that, and of course is done in no small part by content creators that like have fun with the game and like show people new ways to have fun like with the game. Because like this guy that I found only recently, I mean, he's made videos for a long time and he's well established on YouTube. He's called Dream, and he's a Minecraft speedrunner, and he's scary good at this game.
Dude, like, Minecraft speedrunners are nuts.
Like, oh my god, and there's like a whole group of these guys, all with various YouTube channels, but like I think Dream is like essentially like the best one out of all of them, to the point to where one of his more later videos, he did a 3 versus 1, 3 hunters versus 1 speedrunner. He's the speedrunner. If he dies or gets killed by the hunters once, he loses. Hunters can die and respawn as many times as they want. They have no restrictions other than they have to kill him before he kills the Ender Dragon. He lost the first video, but won the second one. I'll say that again. 3 other people who are very competent at this game. I mean, who are not amateurs, right?
Did they also have to get supplies and stuff like that, or they start with supplies?
Yeah, no, it's all survival. It's all survival. Okay. The only thing that they start with, they do start with a compass. All 3 of them start with compasses to track him. Like, that's the only way to really make a hide and seek game kind of fair.
Yeah.
But Nether doesn't work like with compasses. So like once he makes it to the Nether, then it's like a whole other ball game. But still, yet 3 people who know the game very well. I mean, there are some like trap plays. Like, he bluffs them once. He drinks fire resistance in front of him once, and they are all convinced it's a strength potion, and they just run from him. And so he is chasing them down on bluff alone. Like, so he wouldn't die. And
Smart.
like they thought they had him too, because he had a couple of other fire resistance potions. They was in the Nether. They knocked him off the edge of a fortress, and he was going down into a lava pool. And as he's going down, he drinks that fire resistance, and he's just swimming under the lava, just happy as could be. And one of the other guys had run in after him, and he died. But it's like, yes, we win! Yes, we win! And then it's an awkward silence, and they realize, we haven't seen his death notification yet. Wait, how is he not dead? Did he die? How is he not dead? It's just that's a realization that you hear in their voices, like, wait, what?
That's honestly reminding me of the anime I'm watching right now, or just finished, actually. So, if we're okay with me changing subjects real fast.
Go for it.
All right. Look, so I've been watching this anime called No Game, No Life. It was on Netflix. Yeah. And Blue was talking about it the last time we were talking with him. I don't know when that was. But No Game, No Life is essentially these 2 kids, one boy, one girl, they're siblings. They are taken into this video game, and the world of this video game is all wars, all battles, everything, all conflict is solved with a game. There's the challenger, the challengee, there's rules, and you have to follow the rules or whatever, something happens. I don't know what, something about God. But the reason that I don't like this specifically is, and the reason it made me think of this is because the whole point of this anime is it does the action, it does the cool, like, flashy, oh, there's magic and fights and blood and all that fun stuff. There's boobs, like they do the anime stuff.
Boobs.
Yeah, but the thing that I don't like about it is they establish that everything is based around the game and how they play the game. But the thing that the main character does, both the main characters do, is they break the rules without breaking the rules because they just don't establish the rules.
Yeah, loopholes.
Exactly. And that's the whole anime, is like, there's this loophole and I win. There's this loophole and I win. There's this loophole.
that kind of reminds
Yu-Gi-Oh?
me of some of the more... Yes, exactly. Like some of the more farther fetched duels, which is saying a lot when I say farther fetched duels in that show.
Yeah, there's
like to be like, this activates this trap card, which activates this trap card, which, you know, some of these combinations, like, you know, factually from the actual established card game that this isn't how that works. like, are you fucking kidding me?
My favorite Yu-Gi-Oh thing, real quick, is Cell versus Yugi from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, because they did the pre-game to Cell's, and Cell's like, actually, how you play the game, because he reads the manual to the game, and Yugi's like, oh, well, forget this, and just leaves, because he's like, well, shit, because he's like, pot agreed. Banned circa 2008.
Yeah, banned. Can't play this card. Oh, this card. Can't play this card. Can't do this. Yeah.
Which is essentially MTG in a nutshell, and why I never went into competitive.
But my favorite thing about, like, Yu-Gi-Oh, the one, like, the specific ridiculous stuff would be like, if we're going early on, like Duelist Island, when I hear you talking shit there, boy.
I was saying you're the Yugi expert because you've actually watched past
almost all of them.
You've passed. He's watched past GX.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's watched almost all of the Yugis.
Nope. I
stopped during GX.
I stopped when the Pharaoh went home. That was it.
I stopped during GX.
I watched all of GX and then I watched all of 5Ds, the racing one. And
I couldn't do it. But
yeah,
I think honestly, my nostalgia fondness for the series with Yugi in it is what kept me through to the end.
And
then I'm just like, I'm satisfied now.
Was ridiculous at the end too.
Oh my god! Dude,
like
it got...
the one where they get downloaded into a video game and have to fight the cyber dragons, who are the old bosses of Kaiba Corp.
As a kid, I thought that was cool as hell. I'm not even ashamed to admit that. When I first saw that back when it first aired, I was like, "This is awesome."
And then, that one was okay. My favorite overall arc was 100% Duelist City.
100%, yeah.
That was the best arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! There ever was.
That was also the closest resemblance to the actual card, because like the sacrifice rule was always in play, like in the game itself, and they never actually showed it until Duelist City, and I was like, cool. Now we're seeing this, and like some of the gameplay actually makes a little more sense. And then of course they just kind of be like, now it's just all crazy again, like all at once. It's like, no. Like the finals, like when the fucking thief like brings out this card that like unveils Dark Sanctuary. That was it. Like he just orbed the darkness around the whole thing, and I'm just like, and now we're in the crazy shit again.
Yeah, it's like the whole point of his deck, the top card every time is Orb of Sanctuary, which will... Now we're in the Shadow Zone, basically, essentially.
Dude, I can't even remember half this fucking show anymore because it's been so long.
Dude, I can. It's actually kind of scary.
What about the part where Joey got brainwashed and he was talking with Malik and he had to fight Yugi, but if Yugi won, then Joey dies, but if Yugi lost, then Tessa, I think her name was, died.
No, so what it is, if Taya is the name, if they refuse to fight, then Taya dies.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing. It was like, I'm not gonna fight. Well, it was like, oh well, okay, well, I mean, then Taya's gonna get freaking crushed by a storage container, and it's like, well, shit. Okay.
I guess I'll duel.
And then Yugi basically tries to commit suicide, and which, like, as noble acts go, that's pretty legit.
I always
actually.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it just kind of, I mean, you know, as kids' cartoons go, it hits you in the feels a little bit.
That was the problem with all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Storylines, though, is like right towards the very ends, when we get towards the things where it's about to start getting really, really advanced, we have the all hope is lost moment, where
and then like, all hope is immediately regained.
Yeah, immediately.
I need the hearts of the cards.
Immediate. You know, just once I wanted to see that not work out.
Well, the problem with Yugi is he doesn't lose. That is the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi doesn't lose.
He lost against Kaiba.
He lost. He loses against Pegasus too the first time he ever duels him, because he's dueling him through the TV. You remember that bullshit?
Oh no, he didn't lose to Kaiba. He beat Kaiba the first time. You're right.
He beat Kaiba the first time, but he lost to him.
He loses to him the second time at Duelist Kingdom. We are such fucking nerds. Yeah, he loses to Duelist Kingdom.
Okay,
and that's mostly because Kaiba's like, the shockwave will set me off balance, Yugi. I'm gonna fall into the fucking ocean.
If you kill him, you kill me. For real.
And it's like you're an asshole. And then the freaking Pharaoh is like, fuck it, yeah, let's do it. I'll call your bluff. Let's go.
And Yugi was like, no.
Well, and then there's the one time he loses where Yugi gets out of the dimension thing that the Pharaohs put him in to, trap him from getting involved in the fight. Then the Pharaoh loses the fight, but Yugi breaks through and gets sent to the Shadow Realm instead. And the Pharaoh's like, well, shit, stupid fucking Yugi. That was supposed to be me.
The Shadow Realm, like, what is that? Like,
that's the Shadow Realm.
I think he gets locked inside the puzzle.
Different.
He gets locked in the puzzle, but like he gets sent to the Shadow Realm because Yugi takes his place. To go to the Shadow Realm because Pharaoh got too confident. It's like, I'll fucking do the Shadow Realm card because it's the Shadow Realm. So it's the blue ring. That's the Shadow Realm.
God, I'm such a damn nerd. And again, I have not watched this recently. I didn't Google it. It's the seal of Orichalcos. That's the name of the card.
Yeah, which sends you to the Shadow Realm, right?
That's not Shadow Realm. No,
that's not.
It actually doesn't. It actually seals your soul in a different kind of binding. And it's basically like a sacrifice, more or less, if it's left there for too long.
And it was supposed to like use the.
And I reiterate,
power.
We are such nerds. I'm such a nerd.
I like how you even remember the name. Like it would have taken me like 2 minutes to be like the Seal of Ori,
Seal of Ori
Utari. Yeah.
I don't remember the guy's name that he was dueling, but he actually turned out to be a pretty noble dude.
Once the seal was broken and his brainwashing was gone.
Dude, no, like this guy, that's the thing. It's like this guy followed him. He was like out of sense of loyalty. He followed this guy. I don't remember exactly why, but it was like a loyal kind of thing. Like the other people who followed him like wanted power. Like this guy was just like, nah, I'm loyal to this guy. And that's basically all you need to know. And he only ever plays that card, like that guy, when he finally loses, he only ever plays that card because he actually got mad. Like he actually loses his cool because he would never have played that card otherwise because he knew.
Well, no, the Pharaoh's the one who plays it that round.
Yeah, but he fights him again and actually wins.
Yeah, there's a second.
And again, I'm a nerd, so like just nod your head and agree.
Is this a second topic that you and me know, Jay, but Dev doesn't?
I know enough. Fuck off.
He knows enough, but unfortunately, he's just at a real unfair advantage because I think both of you actually underestimated how often I actually watched this series.
I loved Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I barely ever played it, but I loved it to watch.
I played it so much, dude. I had cards galore.
I had a shit ton of cards. Someone stole my fucking cipher. I was pissed. They stole half my deck. So I have my decks. I have my stuff sorted out by like what type of card it was. You know, light stuff like that.
Yep.
They stole the top half, which was my magic cards, my light cards, my human or warrior cards.
Good warrior.
And my water cards. They stole all three of those, magic and cipher, from me. I had a shit ton. They stole all my GXs, all my warriors. I was like a traditionalist. So like I owned the from the box. I owned the Pegasus deck, I owned Yugi, and I owned Kaiba. And I remember at one point finding the perfect blend. I couldn't tell you what I put in it, but I remember I could never hardly be beat. I found like the perfect blend between Yugi and Kaiba's deck. Which, like, from like an RP kind of storytelling perspective, I figured it was like my obligation to do so. And I actually, I was like, this is actually pretty legit. And I would play with it quite often, and I would lose very rarely. That's pretty good.
You know, and then the God cards kind of came into play, and it's like, well, fuck.
I had my cipher for a while, and friends let me play with it. It was fun, and then it was stolen, and I never saw it again.
Yeah, I remember the reason I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! There was two reasons. The first one was because I lived near a guy who did the whole, if you lose the game, you give up your most valuable card thing.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, so after I lost to him twice, I was like, okay, I'm not playing you anymore. I stopped. Eventually, I moved away, and I started playing with another friend of mine until that second friend, I left my cards at his house. Then a week later when I came back... Yeah, he was like, yeah, I traded the cards. I just found them, and then I was like, oh, I want the use. And I was like, are you kidding me? Those are my cards.
Dude, that's essentially like different circumstance, but same reason I stopped playing Magic is because like my two main decks got stolen. Which if I ever can even recreate something even somewhat similar in MTG Arena, both of you will hate my guts. Even you, Stephen, will hate my guts if I could even somewhat similar recreate what I was able to make.
I'm still just mad about the most recent bans on MTG. Like, they've banned...
You can't make anything nice anymore.
No, I can't.
You can't make anything nice.
Like, this most recent time, I was building the literal deck that I guess everyone was building, and that's why it was being removed. But the reason I was building it is because that's my favorite style of deck to play. I love just taking things from your opponent. I love making people feel miserable, I guess. I don't know. But, like, the whole point of the deck
Can you confirm?
Yes.
Can you confirm, Dev?
Anytime playing Magic with you fuckers, I'm miserable. Even when I'm winning, I'm fucking miserable.
I'm about to say, you have a higher win average against me than I do against you.
Yes, but winning against you doesn't feel good because it's literally me having to do the strategies that I hate to win.
Well, and plus it stresses you. Plus, when I had even slightly better cards, it stressed you out too, because it's like, oh, I have better draws now. I haven't played for a while. I need to get some more cards. So I can actually finally beat you guys.
Wait now, because
why wait?
In 14 days, the new cards will be released to Magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Magic 21, the core set, is coming out to Magic the Gathering Arena on the 25th of this month. And then on the 4th of next month, it'll be printed out in card version.
Oh, it's kind of cool that they're coming out early on the game.
Yeah. So it comes out early digitally, which is awesome. But yeah, so if you want to start buying cards, either don't buy cards before M20 or
that's the thing. Like I refuse to spend any real money on that game right now.
Yeah, I might then, but I also might not. Money's money, man.
Yeah. Fair. See, and that's kind of like even you know, I'm very well off, but I'm just like no. That's just more of just principle. With I'm still a little salty about it. I don't want to invest any actual money in the game anymore. And since you really honestly don't have to, like with MTG Arena, of which something I very much appreciate. Like they don't leave you with scraps. Like they actually can give you some pretty decent stuff.
Yeah, it's like you do and you don't, because I spent
it expedites things if you spend real money. It very effectively expedites things. I will admit that, because I mean any card game is designed to do that. But if you don't, then it's like, hey, it's a slower climb for you, but it's still a climb. It's not like it's not like the RNG is going to screw you over to such an extent where it just. It is not like Hearthstone.
There's reasons I do like it and don't like Magic.
We're talking just MTG or just Magic in general?
Magic Arena, sorry. Because with Magic Arena, you can get 15 wins a day. Once you get those 15 wins, you don't gain any more experience, which means you don't get any more packs, more gold, more anything at all.
Right.
So, say for instance, like me, when I, in these last 3 months, have been without a job and playing a lot of Magic, like I'll get the 15 wins in within like the first hour or two.
But you still got a lot of hours in the day to kill.
Exactly. So the whole rest of the day, I'm not getting any cards. I'm not getting anything, but my rank is maybe going higher.
Hey, if you want, you could invest that time in Destiny, you know.
I don't know.
Throwing that out there.
It's tempting. Don't get me wrong. But
LaBelle 32, how are you doing?
Hello. It's just shooters in me are very interesting because I find them fun for short periods of time.
Right.
You have that issue where I will say, Stephen, you have a tendency to be far harder on yourself in a shooter than I do. You
know, the limited time that I've played Overwatch with Stephen, that tracks. That actually really tracks. Like in quick play, you're like, I'm garbage and that's why we lost. I'm like, brother, it's quick play. Like, who cares?
And two, you're not bad at in Valorant too. Valorant, you're good. You're not bad at Valorant.
In Valorant, bro, like you're actually you're not bad. Like it's like consistently.
The problem is, I'm pretty sure you're comparing yourself to the blue, which isn't a fair bar to try to go over.
The thing is, here's the thing. I'm comparing myself to like everybody. There's Pro Gamer way up here. There's Blue, which I would say is probably somewhere around here. He's not great, but he's pretty good. And then there's me, which is somewhere like down here.
I think you can decrease your distance because here's the thing. You're a very dependable teammate. And also, LaBelle, we're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing all right.
All right. But you're very dependable, and you're a team player, and you're willing to contribute to your team, and that's actually something to be taken accountable. And I know that sounds like participation ribbon crap, but in all actuality, like your skills back up your attitude as far as like your contribution to a team.
Oh no, you
Like,
contribute a lot.
I wholeheartedly like believe that. Like I'm not even
When
like,
you know
trying just to
what
make
your
you
character,
feel
like
good or
especially in Valorant, like when you know what your character's abilities are, Steven, you are vital. Like when you're using like Viper inner walls and stuff like that, when you know what you're doing with the character's abilities, and like you're being like you have a consistent shot that game, like you're unfucking stoppable some games, and it's scary.
Yeah.
And then you get in your own head, and then I see that like mentality drop.
At least there's a difference between like. So I'm gonna call you out only so we stop focusing on me here.
Oh no, that's fine. I call myself out on it all the time. Is the thing. I will fully admit I'm way too hard on myself in games. Go for it, but I'm just pointing it out that I will admit.
At least the slight difference. Like, no, the slight difference is when I bag on myself and stuff, and I'll get mad. I'll be like, "Fuck, I suck at this," but that's usually about the worst it gets. Where I'm like, but at least I'm not like screaming. Whatever. Like, there's a level that I hit when I get mad at games, and then there's a level that other people hit when they get mad at games. Those are different levels.
Okay, and I will fully admit, I'm just a louder person, all right? My thing is
You're
always
also
been
not the only one. I won't let you take this particular rap alone, especially if we're strictly talking about volume. I won't let him stand on that pedestal alone. Like
Oh no, like you in Battlefront, dude. It's hilarious.
Battlefront, freaking Mass Effect, Destiny. Destiny, I'm actually, funny enough, Destiny, I'm actually a lot calmer with PvP. Man, it's PvE content that will get my volume up in Destiny.
Oh, it's because you shouldn't be losing the non-real player enemies. It's the problem that you feel.
Hey, listen,
it's a fucking computer. How am I losing?
When you're in a Nightfall or a raid, you tell me that.
Even then, your brain still got that process of this isn't a real person on the other side. I should be able to beat this.
It's actually not even that. It's actually more kind of like it's a conspiracy kind of thing. This is fucking bullshit. How do they expect me? Oh, it's over here. Like it starts with conspiracy and then realizing that, oh, this is actually how you're supposed to do that, or it's more of a case of get good scrub. And so then
For me, the reason why I get angry is because I hold myself up too high sometimes, and I'm like, I need to be better. Because a lot of times the reason when I get yelly like during Valorant is that I just whiffed my shots. Like you could see the bullet outline of their head, and I'm like, I need to work on bloom control. What the fuck, Dev?
Like that one game that I was kind of offering voiceover for.
Yeah.
That was really painful to watch.
There's I think it was the second to last stream highlight video for Dev. It was 3 of us. There was Frankie first, then there was me, then there was Dev, where all of us outlined our opponent. And it was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh yeah.
What's going on?
Well, and the thing is, like, I get on myself for that kind of stuff because it's just technicality that I feel like I should be better at. So that's when I get pissed off. I mean, like, genuinely, if I'm getting pissed off on a game, like 9 times out of 10, I'm not getting pissed off at a friend. I'm getting pissed off at myself. The one time out of 10 is when a friend's being an absolute fucking dickhead, and I can't deal with it anymore. And it's boiled over.
So, like, the worst as far as like shooters go, as far as like in terms of like mad directly at anybody that I've been at in a game for a while, it's not so much mad as much as it just scares me when he does it, because as a healer in Overwatch, it creates a high level of stress for me when your Reinhardt just charges and doesn't tell you that he's going to do it. And so it's like, okay, I'm charging. So now 2 things have happened here. Number 1, your tank has now gained a lot of distance, which as an animane, as a self-hating animane, I might add, is not the most impossible thing to deal with. But the second, and really the most important thing for me, is my shield's gone.
Oh yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, I'm standing behind that asshole. Mm-hmm. And so now I have to keep Trav alive, because that's the one who does it all the time. That's the one who did it. We haven't played Overwatch in a while, but it's just like, okay, I'm going in. It's like, Travis, you motherfucker. It's like, heal. And the thing is like, I try hard, super try hard to like keep him up. And it like, a lot of times, and I don't want to say to his credit, necessarily, but a lot of times it ended up working.
To the team's credit.
Yeah. And to some days, to some things, I'll admit, mine. See, that's the thing. Like, there's rare moments where I will take most credit, but others it is definitely most certainly a team credit. But then you're just like, dude, I really need you to not. He's like, why it worked out? And I'm like, that's because I tried so hard and you're taking years off my life every time you do it. Please stop.
I did that to my friends when I first started playing Overwatch because, like, I didn't buy my copy of Overwatch. It was gifted to me from my friends when I moved in with him after my internship. Like, he had bought Overwatch while I was gone for my internship. That's when it was released to the public. I had played the beta with him. And then when I came back, he's like, here's $60. You're buying Overwatch and playing with me. So I did. And
man, I'm gonna tell you what. Sorry, just as a side note, Overwatch new. Like, that's some nostalgia right there. Sorry, continue.
No worries.
2016.
Yeah. But I came back, bought the game, started playing, and his recommendation for me to play as my first character was Reinhardt. And
it is the simplest. It is one of the simpler ones.
Yeah.
Like, it's a basic concept.
And I just remember doing that to him often, just like, all right, I'm going in. No, and I'm already in. Like, oh,
yeah,
late.
because that's the thing. That's not a hold ability. That's a you click it and you're gone.
Yep.
And you don't stop until you hit something or until you run out of gas. And 9 times out of 10, it's you stop when you hit something.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, you run in, you hit something, and then you die because your pocket healer is
my
not
favorite,
pocketing you hard enough.
So here recently, Torn had submitted enough points to make me game switch, and Overwatch was the game he picked.
That's what happened. Okay.
And yeah, that one random time that you saw me like streaming, yeah, that was it.
Yep.
That was prior to the spin the wheel stream where I changed everything. Or it's the wheel stream, and then after that wheel stream I changed everything. So that week, yeah, that one I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, I streamed Overwatch because I was doing Mass Effect 3, and it's like, you're not overly attached to this game, are you? And I foolishly asked, why? And then he popped it. It's like, okay, whatever. That's cheaper now too. That's like, you loved popping the shades on me, Stephen. Like, you could, if you had saved up, you could probably make me switch games 2 or 3 times now.
See, I'm now gonna see how many points I have on your channel real fast. Let's see.
You have enough to at least make me do 2 or 3 things. Like, I could just about guarantee it.
We'll see how it
Depending
goes.
on the game, 2 or 3 things. Oh, speaking of, I have game-specific rewards for Stardew Valley.
Oh yes.
And so I was wondering, is I would never make you guys do it on our farm that we have established. I would never make you do. Now listen, I would never make you do it on the farm that we've established. But if you would ever be interested, because again, it would be funny. I feel it would be very funny. You don't have to. And here's the thing, guys. If we're ever streaming Stardew and you guys genuinely don't want to, like, I have generic rewards that I always have activated, and that would be plenty. Like, if I'm streaming it and we're playing Stardew. I will never drag you into my madness that I've created for myself. I will never do it.
See, the problem is, like, I'm not in control of it at all then. Like, like, if I had my own reward system set up like that, maybe. But man,
right? But the thing is, it's not like it's anything that's overly crazy. Because
I know,
like, the games, the thing is listed out. See, and eventually people like have to run out of some points. With the exception of Tiffany and Dragon, people have to run out of points. Like, with Tiffany and Dragon, it's not even fair. Like, with my new point economy right now, like, the only way that those two run out of points is if they make me switch games every stream. And that's just because they're just there all the damn time. it's not even fair anymore. Like, and that's the whole reason everything else was so damn expensive, was because I had to like try to like keep those two at bay and thinking. And now it's just like, well, fuck it, that kind of excludes everybody else. So now I had to like, hell, to make me emote in Destiny is 50 points. Like,
oh, I'm gonna die. Now I have to emote. No!
you've been told to behave? I believe I asked you to behave. Who told you to behave? I know that wasn't me, because I know better. Me? When did I say this?
Well, I'll think about it, Jay.
I believe I asked. I was like, please, just be nice to me. Please. I remember saying please multiple times. That's not telling anybody. No, that's like begging for my life on my knees. Please, like, don't do this to me.
You've also had moments when you're like, all right, so we only have 5 wheel spins. That's not an invite to spin the wheel more. Don't do it.
No, so that actually, so when I do shit like that, as much as I say I don't, that totally is reverse psychology. It's like, come on, let's do it. Like, this is the whole reason this thing's active. You may as well take advantage of it. But no, that's also why I don't do shit like no bio breaks and stuff like that, because it's like, I'm still willing to do everything that's on the list. Like, if it's not on the list, I'm not willing to do it, which is also why additional time is also not a static turn-in. I thought about putting it on there, but I'm just like, no.
Yeah, that only makes sense for somebody who has like established times, though.
Exactly. Like if I consistently make money at this, now I will do additional time for literally nothing. But I never sleep. No, yeah. Like, it would be like uber expensive if I was to ever do it. Because again, it's not real currency, so it's like, whatever.
Plus, I imagine to be something like, all right, like, say for instance, if I were to do that, because I never like establish how long I'll be streaming for, and I just suddenly random stream at some point in time, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna start streaming. Oh, add 15 minutes. All right. Well, I was gonna go to bed, I don't know, in an hour, maybe. Yeah. So then
it only, like, stuff like that only works if you have a schedule, and it's just. And again, I only have a schedule basically just so that way I sleep and I stay sane. Like, that's the whole, like, I sleep, I stay sane, I give attention to my fiance, like, that kind of thing. Because streaming just impromptu without a schedule, fun fact, they're not a fan of that.
I can see that.
She even admits it, needs attention. And that's a fair request. Like, it's not even... Like, nothing she has ever asked for has been unreasonable in that regard. What is Dev so intently looking at?
I'm typing something. I'm sorry.
You're typing something?
Are you adding to the channel points?
No, I'm typing something.
He's typing in Founders when he...
Just don't out. Why are you immediately outing me like this? Bullshit. I was just typing something. You don't have to be like, oh, so he was typing something to us. You
specifically,
fuckers.
He doesn't want the audience to know that he's talking shit about them.
Well, here's the thing. And
motherfuckers.
See, approval of that outing has been had. Like, you're
No.
With a second.
Motion carries.
No, this is unfair. What the shit?
Oh man, we don't have to tell them what you said, regardless of how heinous. We don't have to tell them anything.
Yeah,
I'm being outed. I'm attacked.
I was gonna make an Avatar joke like at the last Airbender joke.
Lose. This ain't fair. What the fuck?
It's only at the top, man. What do you want?
Fuck you, assholes. I hate it here.
You say that I bring, it's been told to me multiple times that I bring it on myself, like all the channel point rewards. Well, technically, you bring this on yourself.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, how?
Well, because here's the thing. As I understand the origins of HarHar HQ, it was basically your idea, correct?
Pretty much.
Like a collaboration between the two of you, but like the brainchild originated with Dev. Is that fair, Stephen?
He came to me like he came to start it with someone else, but then
so he did.
me.
But
well,
but
no.
the point
Okay,
is,
can I explain the origin of HarHar? All right.
Sure, please, because I actually have never
the
heard
origin
the
of
origin
HarHar HQ was simple.
2 years, and I've never actually heard it.
Okay, what happened was I wanted to do something different than just doing gaming. Okay, but I didn't want to just do it on my channel. So, me and my buddy Shane actually started a small thing on my channel that we were going to see about turning into something else, which was the Super Dork Squad. My problem with Super Dork Squad was this. I didn't want it to just be, like, uber tied to me. Right. Does that make sense? Yep. Because that's not fair. Despite the fact that I'm tied to everything on this channel at this point, I didn't want it to be tied to everything with me.
Okay. But
the only thing I'm not tied to officially is T-pop.
Let's burst the bubble a little bit. Tied to everything at this channel at the moment, which consists of critically casual. We're talking consistency.
Yes.
So we're clear. Critically casual and this podcast.
Yes. And then the other two shows, I'm a guest occasionally on one and the host of the other. Which I'm fine with, because again, this is my brainchild, so I'm going to invest myself into it. So, what happened was, me and my buddy didn't have time to keep doing that kind of stuff. But
he went to college.
What happened soon after was that in 2017, me and Stevin, after the Super Bowl, watched a movie. That movie was the Cloverfield Paradox. And me and Stephen were talking about it. I'm like, you know what? Stephen, I've been wanting to do podcasts. Do you want to turn this discussion into a fucking podcast? So we pitched it between us and two other people who are no longer with the channel at this moment. And I don't think they'll come back, so, you know. And name of the channel was created. I created the name of the first podcast on here, Critically Casual, because alliteration is fun. And that was born, and that was the only show on here for 3 months.
And at that point, I was like, Deb, I'm too much of a pessimist. We need something to make the people laugh. Let's make a talk show where we talk about bullshit.
Yes, and I was like, yes, I want to do that. And during that same exact 2-week period that we were working on that, someone pitched to me the idea of a game podcast. I'm like, that's perfect, as long as you guys are also willing to be on this show. And then T-pop was born into this world.
At someone being soy.
Yes.
Okay, so can I tell my perspective of how this went down?
Sure.
Yeah, we weren't even that close. We weren't close to that point, right? We were just...
I didn't know you from Adam. I didn't know either of you. I didn't know you, and to be frank, I didn't trust you.
It's okay, I didn't trust you either.
To be completely honest. No, and that's fair. That's 100% fair.
Then there's my dumbass like, hi, Jay, I'm Dev.
Well, it's like, I mean, not even so much that, like, you could be nice to someone, but still just be like, you know, kind of one hand on the wallet kind of thing. Are they
trustworthy?
Yeah.
I'm immediately too trustworthy.
You don't freaking know. And like, so a couple of things was kind of red flagging to me at the time. The first one, and I'll admit it, and sorry if you're in the chat at the moment, I do apologize, but it's like, Soy was technically in charge of T-pop. So I already had my doubts there. Because he'll admit it. He'll admit it if he's in here. He'll admit it that he gets burnt out real easily. And I was afraid of that. I was afraid that we were going to get good momentum going and that he would get burnt out. And guess what happened? Got burnt out. All this other stuff, which is fine. I took over the hosting duties. He showed up when he could or when he had the gumption to. I got Chris in. Torn. That's the whole reason that he was brought in, basically. Was like, he's my relief hitter. And then he had to go and get himself a career. so he had to go get himself a kid. So
that's
it's
a different kind of career.
To which, as far as that goes, I told him, I was like, dude, if you need to separate from HarHar, if either of them give you shit, I quit.
No, I didn't give a shit. I literally told him if you need to leave.
No, neither of you did. No, that's the thing, and that's that's like he felt I think the most guilty to me because he himself kind of realized that he left me basically in charge. Which, dude, I've been in charge for a year prior to that, but whatever.
Like,
so,
if I was Soy, I probably would have felt guilty too, because like even from my perspective, Soy talked to Dev about adding the T-pop in.
Yeah.
And then it was, hey, so we have these people who want to do their own podcast on our channel. It's like, well, I guess as long as they don't as long as they're like,
the thing is, you knew Soy.
Yeah, I knew Soy. I didn't know you. And then over time, sure, I got to know you. You're a good guy, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, all right. I tolerate your presence, but whatever.
You exist, I guess.
But then it was like, if I was in Soy's shoes, because for me, it seemed like he kind of pulled you in, where he was
100%.
like, he was like, I need somebody to do the show with. You're doing it with.
Well, here's the thing: the original idea behind the video game podcast in general is we were going to make our own channel for it. We are going to make our own channel for the video game podcast, and keep in mind, at the time, this is on top of both of us already streaming, or trying to stream. At the time, I still had more of a consistent schedule than he did, which is not a high bar.
No.
During that time, no. Bar at all. It was not, and again, and my schedule was iffy at best, and so I can keep a consistent schedule, save my life. And so then we started thinking about it, and then we came up with the name prior to coming to you guys with it, and then all of a sudden, like, it went from one day to cool, we're gonna do it. Like, he made the channel, guys. Like,
he showed me the channel.
Yeah, the Twitch channel existed.
Does it still exists?
Like, third player optional. I don't know if it still exists or not. I hope he deleted it, because
was it spelled out?
Third player optional. Yeah, it should be. Not third player optional podcast, but it should be third player optional.
I don't think it's there anymore.
An error occurred. Please try again.
Please try again. Okay, cool. So, we came with the idea. We were proud of the name. We were excited for the name. And then literally, I think like the following day or the day after that, he's like, hey, so hear me out. That's literally how we started it.
Oh, no. Hear me out. That's how he started it with me. He went, hey, so I heard you're going to do podcast stuff. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Immediately, I know he's going to pitch something at me because it's so his subtlety in that kind of scenario.
He don't have subtlety.
Disappears. I'm like, what's up? So hear me out. I'm like, all right, he's definitely pitching something. And he pitches the idea. He tells me it's you. And I know we had like maybe one interaction at that point.
It doesn't. It really doesn't exist. It never exists. He's polite, not subtle.
Yeah, no, he's like, subtle, but in a very polite way.
Not subtle.
He will politely tell you he has something he needs to tell you.
There's no subtlety, but he's very polite.
Well, that's what I mean. He's politely unsubtle.
Politely persistent. He's very politely persistent about shit he needs to tell you. And he will keep being politely persistent until you hear him out.
Yes.
100%.
And then he showed me that like document that he was writing everything on. That notepad he had.
Credit to him. He when he wants to be, he's a great bookkeeper.
Oh no, he showed me all the information. I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm in. I'll talk to Stevin. So we pitched it. And that I pitched it to Stevin, he pitched it to you, and then hey, guess what? We're on this show right now, so I guess it worked out.
Yep. It worked out.
Speaking of which, can I pitch something to you guys right now?
Yeah.
I want to play D&D.
Yes, we still would. I would love to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay. No. Here's the thing. Like, forget making it as content because that's not the way I just took that. This man just said to us he wants to play D&D, and I'm totally down.
Yes.
So, like,
I've got 2 ideas for campaigns that I want to run. I don't care if one of them, if they're recorded as content. I don't care if they're not. I just want to fucking play D&D with somebody.
100%.
I mean, I still would love to do a tabletop for this channel. All right.
Yeah. Pencil it in.
It's still in my opinion, it's still on the board. Like, in my opinion, there are 3 things that are still on the board for this channel that I would like to have on the channel. Is getting T-pop, even if T-pop isn't a podcast anymore, if it's done differently than what we were doing before,
like
Jay's
so
talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, and so my hesitations really it's more or less just due to the fact that I can't burn the candle from both ends anymore. Like I just can't do it. I don't have the motivation for it. Like if there's any post stuff like for just like straight to YouTube stuff that you guys like want me to do, like I'm down.
Yeah, and I'm fine with doing that.
Do you want to do the uploading the HarHar podcast episodes to YouTube?
No.
I need to start doing it. I will start doing it.
I was about to say, I've been doing the critically casual ones, but I don't want to do them all.
And the thing is, like, I know, dude, and I get it. And it just boils down to the fact that I'm not reliable because I have my own shit I'm trying to juggle right now.
No, I have my alarm set to
We also need to not be live talking about our shortcomings and for contributions to the organization. We just can't be doing that.
I need to fix my alarm because it goes off on Friday instead of Saturday now. I forgot to flip it to Saturday since we moved to Friday. The alarm, I have an alarm that goes off every Friday that says edit podcast.
Oh.
But I forgot to move it to Saturday, and every time it goes off, I'm like, I'm at work, and I'm like, okay, I need to remember to fix that. And then eventually, during the day, at some point, I clear all my alerts, and for some reason, it forgets that.
I have a T-pop alert that still goes off every Tuesday.
No, I think I got rid of that for you. Unless it's on your own private.
It's on mine.
Account.
It's on my own thing. It's on my own thing.
Okay. Yeah. I edited our HarHar Google Calendar to get rid of all the other stuff.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, you edited. I see you edited this one over to Friday now too.
Yes, I did.
At 6:30 at the latest. Appreciate it.
So, though that being said, Jay, this is for you. If you end up wanting to make a show for HarHar on our YouTube channel, I'll edit it for you. You just record the video, upload it to somewhere where I can download it.
If I make it, I'll do my best to edit it. Just for the simple fact of I will know how I want it to flow.
Okay, because I would like to see us do like non-streamed content.
Okay, if we wrap up the show, I can explain the idea I've had. All right.
We need to wrap.
We need to wrap though, because I have like an hour to go to the store and get back.
This is not what the people came to see. This is 100% not.
All right. With that being said, real quick though, just a reminder: tomorrow, HarHar charity stream at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, going till 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, maybe later. Depends on how the tiers do. I'll post the tiers and the wheel spin over on Twitter. Should I just post tier 1, 2, 3 over there on Twitter as well?
I would keep
not right now.
Keep 2 and 3 secret.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it secret.
We'll do the wheel spin and Twitter over there. And yeah, so catch us there tomorrow. Me, Stevin, Jim, and Blue are going to be playing games tomorrow. Frankie will be joining us. Liz should be joining us after she gets off work. If all goes according to plan.
I haven't seen Liz in forever. Damn it.
She's like with them reopening their shop. Like,
I know,
it's been
dude,
nuts for her.
Her real life is
crazy.
Fucking swamped. Oh my god, she's so swamped.
Because she's also doing like stuff for like not photography, but she helps do the shoots for photography stuff for her company too. Like, she's got like 2-3 jobs within the one job. And I'm like, all right, damn.
Occasionally, she's a graphic artist for hire as well.
Yeah, like plus her own individual artwork, like paintings and stuff like that. She's like, jeez. Yeah. With that though, catch us tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll see you there. Maybe 24 hours, depends on how much you guys donate.
We'll see.
You won't see me, but I'll be here in spirit.
I have expect a drunk ass Jay to show up at like midnight, being like, "All right, guys, how's it going?"
If I do,
is midnight or our midnight?
Is midnight.
That's a fair question. Yeah, probably. Well, no, at that
stream if
fuck it. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Jay will be there. Totally 100%.
Without a doubt.
Total promise. Yeah.
Don't give it away.
Likely won't be.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. We will see you guys tomorrow. I haven't been able to say that in a while. Until then, good night.
Bye.